physical, capable, strong, intelligent man that a family has no use for. Okay, a whole family for some reason finds that we don't even need this man. So he ends up being a derelict or someone that's hanging out all day around the missions and shit, because just like his family decided he was useless and they didn't need him, society feels that way too. Now let's go to a story in the Bible that tells you when you come around certain people, you're supposed to kill them and don't have anything to do with them, don't breed with them. Then let's talk about a black woman who will find herself mimicking white women when she picks a god. She pick a god that the white woman otherwise, oh wait, I forgot to mention. The white lady chose her god to be tall, dark, and handsome.
Right.
But if you ask a black woman to describe the man she wants, she'll take you and show you a picture of Jesus.
Right, that's easy. You can walk up in any black church and just say, hey, I know what Jesus does. I know what he do. I know what he did for y'all. That's why y'all here. But let's talk about what Jesus don't do. Since y'all know what Jesus does and what he do, let's talk about what Jesus don't do. Jesus don't keep your kids from going to prison. Jesus don't keep your kids from getting on these drugs and getting all freaked out. Jesus don't keep your kids from listening to this whacked out music and getting shot up in the street just because they're listening to the wrong music. Jesus don't keep your kids from not getting a job, right? Because your kids ain't getting a job. Jesus ain't giving them one. What else Jesus don't do? Man, I could rain on that. I'm sorry. You can get your pistol and pad. You can get the pistol and pad out right now. Start writing down all the things that Jesus don't do. Right now, like 100 things. Step up in that church and wear the ass out with it.
Well, let me ask you this. It's real simple. If you're not going up the ladder, if you're standing on the ladder, okay, you only got two things you're going to do. You're either going to go up or you're going to go down. That's just the real simple extremes of it. Yeah, so if
like,
Jesus... But my point, here's my point. Here's my point. Yeah. If Jesus is being a failure and doing all those things you just mentioned, that is really important things that a good God will be taking care of, then maybe he's responsible for those things not being taken care of. Because like I say, if you're on the ladder, only two things you're going to do. You're going to go up it or go down it. So if Jesus ain't making the job rate go up, if he ain't making the health rate go up, if he ain't making all things that's pleasurable and things that's a part of prosperity go up, then obviously he must be doing the other side, making all those things mentioned go down.
Yeah, what is your reality? Here's what their reality is. They're going to look at you too and say, that's because, and they're going to put it on their own self and their own people. They're going to say, that's because our people don't want Jesus. That's like saying, Jesus, our people don't want Jesus to get them off there. Our people don't want Jesus to get them down. I mean, that's what a nigga will tell you. That's when I will pull my gun out and shoot their ass. Right, because you got to go.
Hey. All right, check this out.
You gotta go.
All right, check this out, man. One day,
that's what I feel like doing, man.
Listen to this, Joe. Check this out, son, child. One day I was in this store called Winkle, right? In here where I live at. So I was in there getting me some avocados and shit, yeah. So I saw this lady, this real nice looking girl, this fine female, melanated female. She come in the store, you know. And she came in, she had a towel tied around her head, you know. And I was looking at her, I could tell she had just ran out. She ain't take a lot of time to fix her hair and all that. But I was just still feeling her energy because she a black woman. And you know, they have that unique energy about themselves, right? So when she came in, she looked at me. I was all scruffy and shit. But she was wise enough to know this dude ain't homeless. She could see my energy. She said, okay, this ain't no sorry ass. Oh, she probably done seen me working before. But one thing about her is that her spirit opened up some inviting energy to me, so I went and started chatting with her, right? So we was talking, man, and everything was going good. We was talking about the problems with the world, and she was all feeling me and everything until I told her ass that I was an incarnated God, okay? When I told her that, we was talking about everything, man. We was talking about Obama, and you name it. We was hitting on it. Then we made it to religion. She started talking about Christianity and Jesus, right? And I was like, I ain't tell her I wasn't down with Jesus, but when she started talking about how the white man had came to earth as a man and this and that, this is how I hit her. I was smooth about it because she wanted me to listen to this white man being a God, so I did as long as I could. After a minute of that shit, I hit her up like this. I said, yeah, you know, I'm a God too. I told her just like that. After she told me about Jesus and all that bullshit, I told her, I didn't never say to her, well, I hate to tell you this, but Jesus ain't God. Because I ain't trying to tell nobody that. Because if that's the God they want to make, they got every right to do that.
That's my job.
But what I be trying to do is make people not accept that God and then say other gods can't exist, like what Sister Girl did. Because she wanted me to vibrate with full 100% energy on her joy and her gleam and her happiness of finding the white man as a God. But when I tried to tell her about how happy I am, to give her the good news that that's not the only motherfucker that could be God, all of a sudden I became a person that was not even worthy of giving an ear to again, because I made the fool awful mistake of telling her, well, you know, I don't need Jesus for my God because I'm my own God. And I ain't even get a chance to say all that. Only thing I did is when she told me about how Jesus came about, I told her, yeah, you know, that's funny. That's the same way I came about to be. And she said, hey, brother, I got to go, brother. Sorry, something come up. I got to leave. And turned around and walked her ass away like I had grabbed her, you know what? Or she got really offended that I had the nerves to tell her that I was God. It really disturbed her that much. Now listen, let me explain to you what I mean. When I brought all that up. Anytime you have a melanated man and a melanated woman, they get divided by each other just because the melanated man suggests to this melanated woman that he has a right to be God. Just like that cracker does. But here's the deal with me. I'm not going to whoop nobody and torture nobody and enslave them and do all kind of atrocious shit to them to make them accept me as their God, because I'm going to be a God whether they accept me as their God or not. And I know that. See, that's what's powerful about my godhood, because I know my godhood does not require anyone to accept me as their God. The only thing that's necessary for me to be a God is to know that that's what I am. That's the only thing that's required.
You know, window wipers on your car.
What?
Well, you know, window wipers on your car.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they call them window wipers.
Yeah.
You can call them window. You can call them window wipers now. They got window wipers.
That's right.
Instead of whitewash is black wash with window wipers. She done washed all the black off, and now she got these window wipers just flapping in front of her face.
That's all she can see. She saw me as a good looking guy. She saw me as a person that was enticing to talk to. And if I wouldn't have made the fool mistake of telling her I wasn't down with Jesus, I probably could have went on with her and spanked that booty. I don't know. But this is what I do know. I ain't trying to get involved with no woman that the only way I'm going to have a union with her is that I got to bow down to the white man. And that's what it's all about. And just by doing that to get into bed with her is the worst thing on earth. Because listen, you should not have to bow down. Listen, let me break this down to you. Oh, this is cold-blooded. Listen to this.
That's all. You could do a thing about all the racism in America being so black and white, and they use that term like it's black and white. Like, how is it the fuck that you have a political system where the very building that it's run from is called the White House, and black people cannot see the racism in that shit?
The reason why, let me tell you why.
That is deep.
See,
that is so deep. Just like, nigga, this government is housed in a White House.
But look at the dynamics.
Crazy, man.
See, the
That's
dynamics.
the shit ever.
See, listen to this. The dynamics of white is that white can only be a reflection of what it is that it cannot absorb. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
Right.
white cannot absorb black.
Right.
Black is too intense for it.
Right.
In order for white to absorb black, whiteness has to be destroyed. And complete blackness will return to the place of the whiteness that had to only come from black. Because whiteness can't create black, because whiteness have no black to create. So anytime you see a state of whiteness, it's only because it came from black. Now the White House itself...
You said let there be white.
But that's what happened, because the ancient Comedians are the ones who actually opened up the first court system, and the first court system that they had was called the White House. And the reason why they called it the White House, because it was a place that you were supposed to go to where the only things that was allowed to be brought up in there were true facts of everything. In other words, there was nothing painted about it. Everything that goes on in here is going to be true facts. The only color that'll be in here is the facts of what we bring up in here. That's facts. That's why they call it the White House. Now the Europeans. Say it again.
Let there be white. That's heavy, dude.
This is the truth. And see, the Europeans knowing that because they studied in Kemet, they brought the White House system right over here. Now let me break some down to you so you can understand it. The White House that we know as the center of government here in America was mimicked from all the other centers of government that you find up and down the Nile Valley because it was here prior to the arrival of the Europeans. The Europeans came here and fabricated a story that they built it, but I want you to show me some significant proof that you built it other than just saying that you built it. Let me tell you what happened. When they came here, just like the temples that you find down in Brazil and all through the southern clip of what we call the Americas, full of ancient temples ruins. And the reason why they're ruins is because when the white man came here, there were people still living and functioning around those structures. He murdered them all. He murdered them all, told lies to everybody that they was all stupid as fuck and didn't know nothing about civilization when he got here. But he knows for a fact there was contact between Africa and the Americas for hundreds of years where they all intermingled with each other. And when Christopher Columbus told the lie that he came here in 1492 and all that old shit is a bunch of bullshit. They have been coming and going forever to this land.
Yeah, believe it. Yeah.
Now watch this. Let me break some down to you. The North American mounds, the Japanese underwater pyramids, all these phenomena around the earth are these structures that have been erected that they want to say aliens and all this shit. The truth of the matter is that the God people of this planet, the melanated man and woman, outdates any type of book that they've ever wrote or ever want to think about writing. The truth of it is that they want to put themselves into an existence in a planet that is so old and so untouched by them. The only thing they can do is destroy what has already been done and try to come in and take credit for the new shit that they implement, which is nothing but war and destruction. Now, all these temple ruins that you can find all over North America, South America, Brazil, Central America, that they want to claim that was Mayans and Olmec, and these people disappeared, but they left us calendars and this and that, and all the calendars for some reason have the tongue sticking out of them up. They're synonymous with all of the ancient Kemet stuff, the god Bes, the little Twa people. All this stuff they know is all the same stuff. But what it is real simple. I'm breaking. You go look at a tree. You see where the branches on the tree turn into a Y. And you know that Y is at the end of holy. And you know that Y means the woman's vagina. That's what it means. It means her legs opened into a V shape. That's where the theme version came from. That's the reason they had to eradicate that Y and implement the J. That Y is taken away because the true device of honesty and divine action on this earth is the melanated woman. She is the only person that's going to be able to return the melanated family back to their state of greatness. It's already been implemented by the universe because they already put Michelle Obama back in the White House. So that showed you right there that the universe is in charge of putting the woman back in her seat. The problem is they're going to keep wearing those wigs and keep eating that meat and keep putting those stupid fingernails on, and the universe is going to kill them. And the only people that's going to be able to bring the black man back to power. Now you're running around here telling you that there's going to be some black man that's going to come back and be the Messiah and restore our order. Let me tell you something. We need to start paying attention to these little black girls running around here who the mama, the first thing she could do is tell her, you need to have a perm put in your hair. Now watch. The universe is going to start killing them. That little girl does not need you to start putting chemicals in their hair. That's what the white man taught you. And you are a dumb bitch to be taking something like that and putting it in your daughter's hair when she ain't even old enough to make a decision for herself yet.